Okay, we're recording. We're going to get this party started because I know everybody's busy tonight and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I wanted to touch base with everybody because we started a 12K push group. If you guys are on this Zoom right now, it means that you went 4K at some point and you have not yet reached 12K, but you are running for that $12,000 bonus. And you know, one of the cool things about the push group is that there's all of the people in that push group with you. You guys are all trying to go after a common goal, which means you guys may run into a lot of the same things. You may have a lot of the same questions. You may have a lot of the same successes and failures. And I love having a group like this together because if you guys run into something, post it on the page, like get other people's opinions, thoughts, and viewpoints, and utilize each other. You know, some of the best relationships and friendships and things that have helped me move to the next level in this industry have been sidelines, other people that I've gotten to know that lift me up, inspire, and encourage me, and I do the same thing for them. So hopefully you guys can make some friendships out of this as well, that will carry you through, you know, several hard times that you'll go through and the good times in this company. All right, you guys, big things happening. And for a lot of you guys, I know, you know, I had some messages, oh my gosh, Lisa, you know, I did get 4K, but I lost it. It feels so daunting to try to go 4K and 12K. Listen, you guys, you have no idea what I have seen happen in the last, you know, several years in this industry and what happens when people come out with bonuses. Like, because if you can get other people interested in running, you can go very, 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 very fast. You can skip 2, 3, 4 ranks in the next 4 months and easily get back anything you've lost. And then there's some of you that you've kind of been teetering and you haven't hit 12K. Well, guess what? This was why, because the Lord above wanted you to get a $12,000 bonus. Now is the time. You know, here's the thing is once you've gone 4K, you know how to go 4K. Once you've gone 4K, you know how to do this. I always tell people, if you've gone 4K, you know our comp plan all the way to 200K. You have the capability, you know what to do. It's just the repetition of what you did to get to 4K, same thing to get to 12K, except it kind of gets a little bit easier because it was just you pushing to 4K. But once you get to, you know, 4K and you're pushing to 12K, now you hopefully got at least one person under you trying to do the same thing. And that's where it gets fun and interesting because now you've got help, right? It's not just you trying to obtain a common goal. Now you've got other people trying to do that same thing with you, which pushes you faster and farther sometimes. So, you know, I always say at that point where you're trying to go 12K, yes, are you becoming a leader? Absolutely. But the name of the game is still the same. You have got to push and grow your own business and same exact things that you did by yourself to go 12K, right? I mean, you didn't do it by yourself, but what I'm saying is that process of duplication, you want to make sure you're doing that same thing. Nothing's changed. Just because you have a little bit of a team under you now, just because you know, you've got a little bit more money or volume, the name of the game hasn't changed. I'm doing the same thing today that I did getting to 4K, right? We know the system, 2 customers, 2 promoters, do it, teach it. You know, have that goal yourself that for the next 4 months, your minimal goal for yourself is 4 customers, 4 promoters every month. And if you can even teach 2 of those, let's say out of all the months, let's say you did that, that would mean that total you've signed 16 promoters and 16 customers. Out of those 16 promoters you've signed, if 2 of those don't jump in with you, it would be odd to me. So, you know, with these bonuses, that's giving a lot of people that push and drive they need to jump back in and do this. So what I want you guys to think about is simplicity, duplication, and know that you know how to do this. Even if you know, got to 4K and lost it, you did it once, you can do it again, right? You can absolutely do it again. So where should you be and what should you be doing at this point? Well, I feel like at this point, if you are reaching for 12K, most of you have probably, you know, already, I would be surprised if most of you haven't approached most of your warm market, right? Your friends and family, the ones that are going to do it with you at this point, yeah, you're going to have some keep coming on. As you grow in this company, you're going to have more and more join you, but they know about it, is what I'm trying to say. Most of them probably know what you do. And so at this point, I think it's very crucial that you are making sure that you are getting new people added to your social media every single day. Brand new people, that should be your main goal. And then connecting with those brand new people, making sure that you're not doing a lot of busy work or going into any kind of management mode. Watch those two things, because busy work can be where you go to get on Facebook, and now all of a sudden, the only thing you've done for the last hour on Facebook is congratulate other thrivers. You're in the inboxes of other thrivers, helping them grow. That's all great. But the problem is if you've only allocated an hour for your business today, and that whole hour, all you did was interact with other thrivers in some capacity, no one in your market that needs to really see this, people that are not thriving yet, none of those people are seeing your stuff. None of them. So you've got to be very careful about that, because that can be very easy to do. What you need to make sure you're doing is, if you have a team under you that you're trying to help coach and mentor, that's great. But remember, you're not the only one coaching and mentoring them. That's why you have several uplines. And that's also why we have in place the Tuesday night events, like tomorrow night, the Wednesday night live event for prospective promoters. That's why we have these Zooms. Like, you are not leaving people high and dry because you need to build your own business. Somebody that hit 4K that's trying to hit 12K at this point, you are still in very much go mode, and you've got to be building your own business. It cannot turn into you coaching all the people underneath of you all day long. Okay. Yeah, I'm here if you need me, but I'm going to make sure you're plugged in. That's why we have this push group. Hopefully they can utilize myself and other leaders. And what we're trying to do is free up your time as much as possible to go do what you need to do and what's going to grow your business, which is building your network, building relationships, and then, stepping out of your comfort zone. Right now, I'm doing a lot of messages that look like, hey, Sue, we've been friends for years, and I've kind of, and I'm using the voice recorder button. I'm kind of uncomfortable doing this. I just made this message to a friend, but honestly, I know you could use something like this, and I've never really said anything before because honestly, I didn't know if you were going to shoot me down. But at the end of the day, with the bonuses they just released, I wouldn't be a good friend if I didn't tell you that you have the opportunity to earn like $4,000 in 30 days. Like, I would be a bad friend. With that said, no hard feelings if you don't want to know more. I just wanted to let you know so it's off my chest, and I can sleep tonight knowing I told you, and I'm gonna leave it up to you. If you want to know more, let me know. And dude, my friend got back to me within 10 minutes and was like, you know what? I've been wanting to ask you. She goes, I don't know why I haven't. Like, if I wouldn't have done that, I would have never known. And she could hear my nervousness in my voice and how I was kind of didn't want to do it, but I felt like I needed to do it. Be you, be authentic. Somebody the other day asked me for a script for the live event, and I said, no, I'm not giving scripts because here's why. It's tacky. You need to be you. Say, I'm nervous, or I thought about you, or you're one of the first people that popped in my head. Just be authentically you. You don't need a script to do that. That's where people are going to connect. And one of the things that used to drive me nuts in my last company was scripts. And I would literally get message from people and then get a message from another person, and it was the same exact message. That's so tacky. That's where people feel sold, because at that point they're just using scripts. Nothing's coming from them or their heart. You guys, it's about at this point, if you are trying to go 12K and you've already been a 4K and you do not have a prospect list, that's half your problem. Something's going on. I highly encourage you to flip your algorithm around and make sure you're cleaning up your friends list right now. If you guys were in the 40K group, do that again. Start with your A's. If you guys were not, I'm going to do a video tomorrow about this in the 12K push group, but I highly suggest starting with your A's, cleaning up your friends list, and that's how you're going to get your notebook full of prospects. Those are the people you need to be interacting with that hour a day that you set aside for your business. Those are the people. That's where your time needs to be spent. So just be super careful about your time. Keep it simple. Know that you know how to do this. Have that confidence because you've done it, right? You know that you can do it because you've done it. And all it takes to go 12K is to duplicate, right? Think about the simplicity of it really quick. And I'm going to bring in Stacy and Danny and Amanda to share their thoughts, you know, as far as going 12K. But the one thing I want to say before I hand it over is this. You have the confidence, you know what you're doing, you did it before, okay? Think about to go 4K. If you sign 2 customers and 2 promoters and go VIP 800, then you do it again. Now you're already at $1,600 in volume, correct? Now, if you help 2 of those people do what you just did, now you're 4K. Now, if you do that again and 2 of your people do that again, you're at 12K. It's a very simple process. It's now just finding the people that get it and want to duplicate. Fortunately, Lavelle has thrown out these ridiculous bonuses that are really going to incentivize people that maybe would not normally do something like this to do it, but also to duplicate that process because they actually have something huge to run after. And it can be absolutely critical. I want to say one more thing. You guys, I did the math, and if you went 40K, a lot of you guys are going to push 12K and then hit 40K in the next 4 months. Do you guys realize just in bonuses, I figured it out, every month just in bonuses for 10 months, or how is the 40K paid out? 10 months, I think, or it might be a year, whatever it is, you make an extra $6,000 a month just in bonuses. $6,000 a month just in bonuses if you were to hit 40K. That is not including all of your other pay, your auto bonus, your normal. I'm talking once a month on Tuesday when they pay out that bonus, an extra $6,000. How huge is that? What could you possibly pay off in that year making that much more money? What would that do for your family? That's what you're looking at right now. And 12K, it's like huge too. I mean, but I don't know what it is exactly for 12K, but I figured it out for 40K because we were talking about it because they're running after the 40K and I'm like, oh my gosh. So you guys just know this is hugely life changing, and it's going to be all about your habits, getting consistent, and don't bring with you any baggage that you've been carrying. And what I mean by that is that let's say you went 4K, then you fell off and then you didn't work that hard and whatever. Or let's say you've been stuck. You got to 4K and you just can't get to 12. Don't carry that baggage into this. Don't carry that awful mindset of I'm never going to get past this. I'm stuck. Or gosh, I fell back. Now I've not only got to get 4K back, but I've got to get 12K. If that's how you're going to go into this, it's going to be super hard for you. You've got to do these simple steps that I put out for you. The first day I started the push group, I asked you guys to put sticky notes around your house, set your goals, do a dream board. Like, you have got to be so positive through this, and only positive things coming out of your mouth, that you have no time to carry baggage or think about anything negative. And know that this is a process that's going to take time. Notice how they didn't give you 1 month, they gave us 4 months to achieve that next rank, because it's going to take some time for some of you to do that, especially if you're just getting consistent. Don't expect anything overnight. For some of you, it's going to move faster. Don't compare. If you start getting into that game, again, that's carrying baggage. So I want to bring in, I don't know, Amanda or Stacy or Danny. I have them on with me today. And I just wanted them to be able to share what their thought process is about, you know, what they're doing with the people on their team that want to go 12K. What are they focusing on?
Get it, Dan's.
Sorry. I was just figuring out all the numbers for all the ranks. Yeah, so we're just focusing on growing our network and reaching out to everybody. Once you make those connections, you want to grow relationships, right? And but you want to kind of do it in like, how do you say, at least you always say like fast forward or something like that. You want to, it's like speed dating, right? So we're trying to create these relationships, but in a faster way, because we only have 4 months, right? So, because sometimes these relationships can take a lot longer, but and then we're also reaching out to our customers as well, and letting them know, like, I have this thing that I actually got from Katie Muntz, and you know, I'm voice messaging my customers with it, letting them know, like, I'm not sure if you actually saw these bonuses that my company just announced, but you know, and just kind of like going into something personal that maybe her and I have talked about in the past. You know, so always try to, you know, talk to your customer and upgrading them to a promoter, because customers make the best promoters. So I've been doing that. I've been talking to my team about doing that, reaching out to all your customers, and then going back through and any promoters that have fallen off, reaching back out to them and telling them, making sure that they have seen the email, they're aware of it. So that's what we're doing in our team. And then one other thing is we're getting lives together because I know that myself and my team some of my team have been here for almost 4 years. So there's a few of us that hit these bonuses last time that we had them. So we're trying to get dual lives together to, you know, so they're interviewing someone who has reached these bonuses, or even bonuses that people have reached, you know, other bonuses that they've had, because, you know, our company is constantly, you know, having bonuses out there for us to reach. So any other bonuses that they have reached since they started, you know, interviewing them, right? Because, you know, a lot of people haven't reached bonuses. So when people ask, you know, how are you doing this? Or like, you know, talking to people and like, they're kind of skeptic because you haven't reached a bonus. Well, the live or bringing someone in as a three-way that has is huge. It's third-party validation, right? So that's what we've been doing.
Well, speaking of that really quick, I want to add, you guys, make sure as a leader at this point, right? If you're 4K going for 12K, you probably got some things under you happening, even if it's one person working or two. Make sure you're plugging them in. Are you involved in the push group of the one you need to get into? Are you inviting people to the live event on Tuesday night? Are you inviting people to the live event on Wednesday night? Utilize those things that we're putting out there for people, and then showing up. I think that's huge too for a 12K. Somebody trying to reach 12K, show your team that you show up, do the do to get the get, and people will start leading by example. Stacey or Amanda?
I think Amanda said she had to FaceTime Leah in the chat. All right, y'all don't judge because my daycare day just ended. So I think everything that Lisa said, everything that Dan said, one of the biggest things that I feel like I see is that where Lisa was talking about getting caught up, you guys, you do not get a prize. You do not get a prize for being the most supportive thriver. Really pay attention to those things. Really pay attention to how much time you're spending on liking, congratulating, commenting on your other thrivers, teammates, sidelines, people that are in no way related to you in this business. Really pay some attention to that, you guys. If it's not, I literally have to focus myself and say, is this going to lead to an enrollment or my paycheck? And listen, I love all the thrivers. I love it. I love them so much, but you have to be really, really intentional about your time. It's really easy for, you know, me to scroll my newsfeed and Danny posts something and I'm commenting, and Tish posts something, and Nicole posts something, and Christina posts something, and Jennifer posts something. And then all I'm doing is creating an inbred algorithm for myself. We talked about it a tiny bit last night on the Sunday night Zoom. But you guys, one thing I'm going to tell you, we're coming into this huge season, and I don't know, so Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong. Just in case you taught differently in maybe one of the other push groups or anything like that. But today on my news feed alone, I cannot tell you how many thrivers I saw tagging like 30 or 40 other thrivers just today. And you guys, what you're doing when you tag other people is you're moving them to the front of your algorithm. Those are the people that are going to be seeing your stuff first all the time. So yes, we have Flex Friday, and yes, that's been amazing for a ton of people. But if you're doing that with every single one of your posts, the only people that are going to be seeing your posts first are going to be those other thrivers. Get out in front of new audiences, your new friends. That's why Lisa and I teach, you know, as soon as you add somebody and they approve your friend request, I follow them first, or now it's called favoriting. because you're not doing yourself any favors. Like all day long, if I go to Brandy's page or Janet's page or Natalie's page and I'm just liking, that's not going to lead to a sale or building a team for me. It's just not. And you can find other ways. Like for me in the morning time, I will find a way to edify 5 different people that are thrivers every single day. And that takes care of that for me. I can't spend my day, and I don't mean, you guys, when you welcome somebody to the team, when somebody gets a promotion or hits a bonus, that's a different thing. But if it's every single post, every single day, all day long, you're creating an inbred algorithm and it's not good. And I've seen that a lot today, just today alone, where people are, you know, posting like, hey, I love my lifestyle mix. And they're tagging 40 other thrivers. Like the people that are going to be seeing that post are other thrivers. They're already signed up, you guys. So be really, really careful and intentional about that. No, the bonuses are not stackable. You will get the highest bonus that you achieve. And if for some reason you don't re-achieve that rank, you will drop down to the next bonus in line. So that's kind of cool. And the other thing I was going to say is, and Lisa touched on it already, so I feel like you guys have already done just an amazing, smashing job of it, but is making sure that you don't fall into management mode. Like one of the things for me when I came into this business is making sure, like trying to concentrate on the fact that my whole entire day isn't spent running my team, right? So, and you guys can relate with this and you can be honest with this as business owners and entrepreneurs. You know that people come into this business and they will enroll 2 promoters or 1 promoter and 3 customers, and they want to start a team page. They want to start, you know, a this, a that, a yada, yada. And that very easily, very quickly turns into management mode, because then you're questioning, what is my team not doing? Why are they not doing it? Why is my chat crickets? And you have 3 people in there. Or why is my chat crickets and you have 3 people in there and 2 of them are negative? Place trust in the people that inspire you. I don't care who that is. It doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be Danny. It doesn't have to be Lisa. But place trust in the people that inspire you. Place trust in the person that you allowed to enroll you in this company. And understand that things are better with excitement. Things are better with participation. Things are better with all that type of thing. So like Lee said, you know, these events that she's going to be doing, you guys, 5.5 years, we've been doing an event every week for like a product giveaway, an event every week for opportunity. And when Lisa jumps in and says that she's doing them, I'm like, have fun. I'm just going to invite my people now because I don't have to do it. You know what I mean? So take advantage of those things. Don't feel like you have to be a micromanager, because at 4K, your number 1 job to go 12K should be to beat the living pants off of every single person on your team as far as PPA goes. It really should. You should be out there in the trenches, just like you should at 80K, 200K. Doesn't matter. Your number 1 job should always be to make sure that other people can't outwork you. There's not a day that goes by. If my name is not number 1 or number 2 on my own personal PPA list, I kick myself. I feel like I've disappointed myself and I feel like I've disappointed my team because I haven't shown up. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, there are seasons. There are seasons. I'm a cluster enroller. So there are times when my PPA drops and there are times that you're not going to enroll, but your goal should be to be doing all the income producing activities that are going to allow you to be setting yourself up for enrollments, because you only get paid for 2 things in this company: enrolling customers and enrolling promoters. That is it. You don't get paid to be on Zooms. You don't get paid to cheer on your friends. You don't get paid to like comment because Danny's got this really cute post and her hair looks good. Like, you just don't. If you're here for the money, if you're here for the bonuses, if you're here to help your team do amazing things, you've got to get focused and you've got to understand what's income producing and what is not.
You know, I just want people to understand that the reason why you're seeing things happen like right now, like push groups and the live events, is we're trying to create all of these things to free up your time, right? Like if you've had those people that you just feel like you're always doing all the work for them or dragging them along, or you constantly look, here's your job. In my opinion, this is your job right now. Your job right now is to worry about you and make sure that you plug your people in. That's, to me, that's your only job. If you're making sure they know about the push group, if they decide to not join it, that's up to them. That's their bad. But you are letting them know about the live. You know, if it was me, I'd be sending out a message to all my people working tomorrow, and I'd say, make sure you're inviting to the live event. Here's the link. And then I'd leave it to them. Make sure you're in the push group. Here's the link. And that's it. Because here's the thing is we've created all these other resources. As long as your people are plugging in, yes, they can still come to you if they have a question or need a three-way or whatever. But what my goal is to free you guys up as much as possible to do exactly what Stacey just said. The only two things that make us money in this company is signing new customers and new promoters, and your team doing the same thing. That's what's going to create income. As much as I wish that, you know, people just knocked on our front doors and said, hey, can I join that Thrive thing? That doesn't happen. We've got to physically go out there and find the contacts to do it. That means getting in Facebook groups, getting more active in those groups, adding more people. Okay, if you, before these bonuses announced, we're adding 5 people a day, do 10 now. If you were doing 10, do 20. If you're doing 20, do 40. My thing is upping our game during this bonus time, adding more friends, making sure every single second that you're spending on social media is being spent with prospects, not with other thrivers. Everything Stacey just said times 20, everything Danny said, you guys listen. This is about you duplicating what you did when you went 4K. If you stay in that mode, what did I do to go 4K? Okay, I'm going to do that same thing again. If you think back on that, you were not worried about everyone else. You were worried about enrolling, right? How do I get my VIP? How do I get the next VIP? How do I get, right? So you sign and duplicate. You're going to have your hands full, hopefully. If your goal is 4 customers and 4 promoters by the end of the month, hopefully you're going to have your hands full helping them duplicate, right? So that's my thought process is, if I sign 4 customers and 4 promoters this month, now I've got 4 promoters that I have the whole month to teach how to do the same thing. And then next month, I'm going to do the same thing. And hopefully those promoters are rolling now. And now we're getting them in a push group, and now they're plugging in. And then now I can go do that same thing. And that is how your team's going to grow, right? Teaching that duplication. And not going, okay, now I've got because this is what a lot of you guys are going to do. This month, you're going to go sign 4 customers, 4 promoters. And now what you're going to do for the next 4 months is browbeat those 4 people. You're not going to duplicate next month because you're going to get so caught up in trying to make these people do what you need them to know. They're either going to jump in or not. This is bonus season. Those 4 people are either going to step up to the plate and they're going to start asking questions and they're going to start participating, or they're not. This is not the time for you to drag. This is not the time for you to sit back and go, how do I make these people work? You don't. You just go this month and go sign your 4 more, right? And if you can sign more than 4, holy cow, do that. Bring in many new people as you can, but make the main goal 4, at least 4. I don't see how, as long as you're signing quality people that truly want to run after these bonuses, how 1 out of that 4 isn't going to go, okay, I want to do this. Like, if you're really putting yourself out there and letting them know what this is. And, utilizing third-party credibility, your uplines, all the things we're putting out there. I think that really is your focus to go 12K. And then once you graduate to 12K, let's get you in the 40K push group and let's up the ante a little bit. And at that point, again, it's doing a lot of the same things, right? But there's nobody on here right now that doesn't have the capacity to even run for an $80,000 bonus. Heck, there's somebody probably on this Zoom right now that could go 200K. Absolutely. If you're dreaming too small, why? Dream big. You can't get to big places if you don't just put it out there and go. And all my hope for you guys is that when we get to April 30th or 31st, I don't know how many days there are in April, but when we get to the very end of April, if you can look in the mirror and say, I did the things. I did the things. I showed up. I didn't create busy work for myself. I didn't fall into management mode. I tried my hardest. I didn't make excuses. I pushed myself out of my comfort zone and did things I wouldn't normally do. And if you get to that place on April 31st and you did not reach 12K, you are proud of yourself. This is the one thing I can tell you. I can't imagine personally, I cannot imagine any of you not reaching that 12K bonus if you truly dive in and do all the right things you need to be doing. I truly believe that. If you get there at the end, and let's say, you know, we can only predict what we do, right? We can only have total control over our decisions. We don't have control over the decisions of the people we signed and what they decide to do. So if you get to that end point and you're not there, what I want you guys to know is that the one place you will be is further than you are today. The one place you will be is consistent finally. The one place you will be is set up to grab bonuses next time they run them. And we don't know. This company's crazy. They could get to April 31st and go 2 more months, or I don't know. I mean, and they may not. But what I'm trying to say is we know Lavelle is always going to come out with something. And if this isn't your time, it will be the next time. And if this is what it took, the announcement of these bonuses, for you to cry and get excited and realize what you have your hands on, then let it be that first time that you got consistent, and you know that at one point you are going to hit your stride and you're going to run into these bonuses at some point. Everybody I know that has gotten consistent and stuck with this. There's so many people that last time around, 2 years ago, you know, 2017 when they did these, they didn't get it. And this time they're right there. They're getting these bonuses. That's exciting because they didn't stop. They stayed consistent, and now they're coming into their own. And I ask you guys this: if it took you 2 more years to get a $12,000 bonus, to get a $14,000 or a $40,000 bonus, and 80,000 or 200,000, would it be worth it? Every time the answer is yes. Every time. So it doesn't really matter when. It's not if anymore. It's when, as long as you stay consistent. Okay, so I didn't want to keep you guys on here all day, but I do want to know before we get off, do you guys have any questions? Is there anything you wanted, like, I really need this answered or that? And I want to encourage you guys to use the push group. It is open. You can post in there. And I think that's great because you guys, again, you're all running into those same things, right? You're running into the same walls. You're running for the same goals. So you're having a lot of the same things happen to you. That's why being in a group of a bunch of people that are running towards that common goal is huge, because you guys can share, oh, I ran into that too, but this is what I did. So if you're having issues, put it in that page and let people try to help you through it and coach you through it and guide you through it. People that are doing it right along with you, because it's fresh for them. You know, they're doing things that are working for them that they can share with you. So utilize that. But I don't want to get off here without asking you guys, you know, you can unmute, or if you want to put your question in the chats, but do you guys have anything that you pressing that you wanted advice or you don't understand or whatever? No, the bonuses are not stackable, which means if you went 12 and 40K, you would not get you wouldn't get a $52,000 bonus. You get the highest bonus. However, let's say that you got the $40,000 bonus, but then you only kept it for 2 months and you fell back to 12K. You would now get the $12,000 bonus. See what I'm saying? So you don't just lose everything. Now, let's say you got 40K back, then you would start getting the 40K bonus again, which is really cool. I was with another company for 6.5 years that if you lost a bonus, you just lost it. Like, there was no going back down to the other one, or there was no, oh, you'll get it back if you get your rank back. No, you just lost it. So, and most companies are like that. So I love that Lavelle is so cool and they do that. It's super cool. Can you explain the duplicatable 2 customers, 2 promoters? I still don't 100% understand it. Okay, so, and I just want to make sure, if you just asked that, did you go 4K? I just want to make sure everybody's in the right group. The reason I'm asking that is because it's that simple. 2 customers. You get 2 customers. Once you grab your 2 customers, they have to be on an auto ship, okay? They don't have to keep the auto ship, but they have to initially order their order on an auto ship. You get 2 customers. Once you get 2 customers, you now the next month are thriving free, and you are running your business free, essentially. So that first 2 customers is also the first step into grabbing a VIP bonuses. That's what we want to teach everybody. You know, and there's months, I'll be honest with you guys, where I'm not duplicating this customer part at all. You know, I've got customers, I've got quite a few customers, so I'm thriving for free every month. I always make sure that I at least have my 2 customers. But sometimes I'm just signing promoters, right? I might sign 8 promoters this month or whatever. That's a huge, doing both I think is huge, because both of those things are going to keep your paychecks really good personally, right? When you personally enroll a customer, you get paid way more money than, anyone else enrolling that customer. So 2 customers, once you do that, then you're teaching 2 promoters. 2 promoters that will come in with one of our promoter packs, right? It has to be a promoter pack to count for VIP bonuses. Once you're training somebody brand new coming in, the way I train is to do it with the least amount of people and get to VIP 800 the quickest way is sign 2 promoters with the Thrive experience. That's $300. And then, 2 customers with the Thrive experience on an auto ship. That's already $300. And then I teach, bring one of your promoters in, one of the 2 promoters get a 400 pack, and the other promoter can get any pack. And if you do it that way, it's always $800. Always, always, always. Now, let's say your new person comes in and they get 2 customers and 2 promoters, and it only equals $600. You can now add in one more customer or one more promoter until you hit that 800. So I like to teach my new people to do it with the very least amount of people the quickest way, which is what I shared. But that is our system, guys. 2 customers, 2 promoters. Do that again. You are VIP 1600. Now, if you can teach 2 of the 4 promoters that your new person just brought in to do what they just did, they're 4K already, to doing that same process. And then now they teach their people, and that's 12K. Now they teach their people, and they teach their people, and that's 40K. So it's just that all the way to 200K. Anytime I bring someone in, 2 customers, 2 promoters, repeat it, teach it. Like, that's the process. Stacy, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, you can see, like, I'm twitching over here because I see some comments and they're so good, you guys. This is the meat and potatoes. You have Lisa K. Fuller on here right now. You have Danny on here right now. You have me on here right now. Like, let us help you. So any suggestion or promo offers for customers and potential promoters. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm a big believer, and other people don't believe the same way necessarily. I'm a huge believer in every single thing you do needs to be duplicatable by a person that you bring into this company today. So if you offer somebody $100 off their Thrive experience and you bring in a brand new promoter today, they can't do that. That's not duplicatable. It's not. If you teach your team, hey, just go out and buy $20,000 worth of merch, it's not duplicatable. So think about things that are realistic. Think about things that, if Marissa gives her customer $20 off the Thrive experience, that's awesome. It's awesome. If she gives $90 off the Thrive experience, next month her customer is going to go, I cannot pay that. I got $90 off. So make sure everything you're doing is duplicatable. Katie, when you say I'm stuck, I haven't signed a new promoter in months, flip up that mindset. That is huge. Like, just saying that out loud, you hear you. And I know it sounds so trivial, but it's so gosh darn true. Like, you're convincing yourself that you're stuck. You're not stuck. Like, listen, I'm working on, being stronger at signing promoters right now. There are so many resources we have on how to sign promoters, how to get promoters. Go to one of the team pages, plug that in. If you can't find anything, message me directly. We've got several things on YouTube as far as particular training on how to get promoters with Lisa, with Kaylee, with me, with Danny, Twin, with a billion other people. And then rebuilding your team. Janice, my biggest point of view on that is, here's the thing. I came from a company where we charted, and we were in a mindset where, so I never lost rank with my old company, ever, 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 ever. For some reason, I was able to just hold on tight until the day that I left. But what I watched was everybody around me and every single human being feeling like they were broken because they had to rebuild. And I'm going to tell you right now at 4K, you guys, and I take this with you tonight, okay? There is no such thing as rebuilding. There's none. You're always building. Get that mindset and throw it in the trash can. You are always building. You're constantly building. You're never rebuilding, because if you sign 10 promoters, like, you guys, seriously, you could just look at any of our numbers. It's a blatant science with network marketing. If you sign 10 promoters, 5 are going to do nothing. They're going to do nothing. 2 are going to work a little bit. 2 are going to work hard, and 1 is going to run their ass off, if you're lucky. So stop making yourself feel like you're the issue. It's just about showing up and making sure those things happen. Like that's it. Don't worry about rebuilding. You're just constantly building. Your job is literally like, we use a form called the Road to Gold every single month. I have my team printed out on the first of the month, and it's got your VIP 800, 2 customers, 2 promoters, your VIP 1600, 2 customers, 2 promoters, because it is network marketing and people are going to fall off. So your only job, like Leo, your job is not to make sure that you keep your teammates and you drag them along. Your job is only to enroll 4 customers and 4 promoters. That's it. That's your only job. And hold on to your people if you can, as far as customers go, retention. That's your only job. Your job is not to make this magical thing to make this team stay, because they're going to stay or they're not. That's it. You've already got the magic in you. You're here tonight. You're on tonight. You want this. So partner up with people that do too.
You know, I want to say really quick, here's the thing is what you said about you're always building. You're never rebuilding, you're always building. You know how many times I've lost a 4K, a 12K? I lost a 200K. Here's the thing, guys, is I didn't say I'm rebuilding now. No, I've always been in build mode. So the problem is you guys just ran into losing somebody quicker than I did, right? I was in build mode so fast that even though I was losing people, it didn't make as much of an impact on my business, only because I was farther along, right? But I lose people all the time. And so know that, you know, it's just happened to you sooner. Sometimes we hit those walls a little bit sooner, but we're always going to hit the walls. I don't care who you are on here. You know, maybe you've been in only a couple months and it's been smooth sailing. At some point, you will hit a wall. And it's what you do when you hit those walls, guys. That's where we see what you're made of. And I always honestly get excited when new people, I mean, they don't look at it that way, but I'm looking at it like, wow, I just watched this new person hit a wall, and I watched how they got past that wall. Now I know how they're going to be as a promoter. Now I know they're going to, you know, face these things that happen head on and keep pushing through. But just know that, you know, this is common, guys. Do you know how many times new people sign up and they go 4K and they lose 4K? A lot of times that happens because the people that they signed were friends and family that just weren't taking it serious. You know, maybe they did you a favor, or they came in and they said they were going to do something and wouldn't. It's usually not those beginning people. When I look at the people that got me to 4K, it was different people that got me to 12K, different ones that got me to 40, different ones that got me to 80, because I just kept building. So know that you are not alone. Know that this is part of the process. Know that, you know, whether it happened to you now or later, it was always going to happen at some point, but just push through. You remember this. Did you or did you not originally find the people to go 4K? You found them, right? If you found them the first time, you can find them the second time, and you'll find them a third time, and you'll find them a fourth and a fifth and a ninth and a 1,000th. As long as you keep going, you found those 4, you will find 4 more. So don't, you know, I can't say enough. Stacy said it. Mindset is so underrated. You know, the words that come out of your mouth, I know you guys think that doesn't play a big role in your success, but it so does. Even my daughter knows that. We were in the car today and she's like, Mom, you have to say positive things and positive things will come back. I was like, I'm gonna be alone forever. And she was like, well, if you say that, then you will. Like, she even knows that as a 15-year-old, like, what you put out is what you get back. It truly is. So don't dismiss these little things that we share with you to do. Like, as soon as I started the push group, I said, everybody do a dream board. Everybody put your sticky notes out there. Watch yourselves talk. Like, I'm not telling you guys that just to say something, just because I'm trying to think of what could I say today. I'm saying it because it is truth. I watched it happen. You guys, why would the same person, why would I have somebody on my team for 2 years that couldn't even go 4K, and all they did was have a bad mental attitude? Then one day they switched that. That's the only thing they switched. And suddenly now they're 12K, 40K, 80K. The only thing that happened was they decided to switch their words, what they were saying, how they were acting, and the way they were looking at the situation. Seriously, that's all they changed. They didn't change. Where they lived, it didn't change. The products didn't change in that time. The comp plan didn't change in that time. Nothing changed. They changed. And so you just have to know that it's really what you put out there. And I know it's normal to have self-doubt and self-talk. It is hard to, it's not something that comes naturally to say amazing things about yourself and to, put good things out into the universe. Not when we live in a crappy world where so many crappy things have happened to us throughout our lives. It's hard. It's immediately easy to go negative and think the worst. But you guys, we're in a new space, right? We're in a new place, and the opportunities are endless. We know this because other people have done it before you, right? So you have to develop that mindset. It's not going to be easy. It won't be overnight. 10 years in, and I think I'm pretty darn good at mindset, but I still have days like today in the car when I said I'm never going to find anyone. And my daughter said, you got to flip those words. Like, I catch myself. You're right. Yes, I do. Yes, I will. Yes, like switching everything. It makes the way you approach every day. You approach it a little bit differently when you think about it differently. If I woke up every day and said, I'm never going to find a promoter, those words make me not want to even log into Facebook. Those words make me not even want to try. But if I said, you know what, I'm going to find me a promoter. You know what, this is going to be my year. I'm going to be the best promoter signer. Everybody I talk to is a rock star. That lifts me up. It makes me want to get on Facebook. It makes me want to friend request 10 people. It makes me want to, it's like, seriously, say those two things differently out loud to yourself and tell me which one makes you want to be active, makes you want to press forward. It's definitely not the one where you're telling yourself I can't or I suck. So please just know that, yes, are you going to have to work on it, practice it, watch yourself talk, catch yourself? Absolutely. And when you do, you might be thinking, well, I already put it out there. Change it immediately, and it's crazy how different you feel the second that you do it. Like the second that you make that happen. I haven't been looking at any other questions. Anything else come in, Stace? I didn't see it. Or Danny, did you see anything?
One thing I wanted to say is I just had this conversation with someone on my team yesterday, and they had the same issue about signing promoters. And I went to their Facebook page, and they're not posting about the opportunity. They're not putting it out there. So you need to make sure that you are allowing your potentials to see what the opportunity is. So go to your timeline, scroll through. When was the last time you posted about an opportunity? Are you posting it as much as you are about the products? It's just as important. So take a look at that. Even have a sideline, upline, someone take a look at your Facebook page and kind of have them critique it. I had Stacy do it to mine, so that was a big eye opener, because you think that you're doing everything right, and you probably are, but there's little tweaks that you can do here and there that will, make big differences.
I think the only other thing I see is, first off, Camille, that's awesome. Super proud of you. That's the mindset. That's right there. If you're texting your customers old and existing and no responses, how would you follow so they respond? Dude, just be you. Send a voice clip. Hey girl, listen, I don't ever want to be that girl, but we've got some crazy stuff going on right now. Let me know if you're interested. I'll shoot a message over. And no big deal if not. I let people off the hook right there, that nobody ever feels like I'm pressuring. Ever. You can't find one person in my inbox that I make them feel that way. The other side is stop focusing on pulling people with you. Like, it's not you, babe. It's not you. It's not you. It's them. It's not their time. They're not ready again yet. Whatever the situation is, just focus on new. We're literally, at the end of the day, the bottom line is we are literally looking for the people that are ready now. Everybody else goes on a follow-up list. And, if somebody's not ready now, that's fine. Reach out to them again in a month or at the next huge special or whatever else, but put them on a list and just move forward. Focus on your relationships with new people, because for me now, doing this 3.5 years, I think I said this last night, like 85% of my enrollments are from people that I've been friends with for less than 30 days. That's huge. It's eye-opening. And you can go into I'll give you my password. You can go to my Facebook. You will not ever find a time on my Facebook that I'm not adding at least 5 to 10 new friends a day and building relationships immediately. Like, I'm super transparent about it. That's where it's at, like the new friendships.
Amen. Okay, if you guys have any other questions, put them in the chat for the push group. And you guys, I mean, the biggest thing is just go into this with the right mindset. I mean, I want you guys to really spend the next couple days trying to get in that right frame of mind. Watch some motivational videos, you know, look it up on YouTube, write your fears out on a piece of paper, throw that shit away. I mean, really get yourself in a place, make a decision. Say, I'm going to stop saying all this negative crap. I'm going to choose to be in a better frame of mind. For the next 4 months, I know it's not going to feel natural. And I know I'm going to, you know, I know I'm going to still have some doubt, obviously, but I'm going to watch myself and I'm going to catch myself. And even though it doesn't feel natural or it's not me, I'm going to be positive for the next 4 months and just see. I mean, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? You could possibly see results. I mean, changing your mindset. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by at least trying. At least trying, guys. All right. I want to thank you guys so much. If you guys have anything, plug in every day. Plug your people that are working. You know, don't go through. Who have you signed? Who's not working? Have you messaged them saying, do you know what's happening? Now's the best time to jump back in. You know, cross all your bridges. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and do things. The worst answer you're going to get is a no. And guess what? It's already a no if you don't ask. You just don't know what can happen when you put yourself out there. So stretch yourself, grow yourself, push yourself. And I promise you guys, if you commit to the next 4 months, no, I don't have a crystal ball and I can't promise you that you're going to grab this bonus or 2 bonuses or any bonus. But what I can promise is that you're going to be farther along mentally, hopefully business-wise than you are today. And that's a step forward, right? That's what it's all about. Is it's not about this one bonus. Bonuses come and go and bonuses run out. What it's about is where you could be long-term in the next 5 to 7 years with Lavelle if you start getting consistent and changing the way that your thought process is and the way you're thinking about this. So I appreciate you guys. We'll get the recording out there for any 12Ks that people running for the bonus that couldn't get on, but I appreciate you guys. And yeah, be in the push group tomorrow. I got some more challenges for you guys. I'm gonna be go live sharing a couple tips about groups, and hopefully that will help you guys get some new friends in your on your friends list tomorrow. I've got some ideas for you. So plug in for sure. And don't forget, tomorrow night, grab the link. Make sure you are inviting to the Zoom tomorrow night or to the live event on Facebook. I'm going to do my darndest to make sure that whoever you guys send, I plant an amazing seed with the guests and we send them back to you to get started. Hopefully we'll be signing some new folks tomorrow. Thanks, Stacy. Thanks, Danny.